Hey, welcome to Author Straight Talk with Sarah Gerdes. I'm not Sarah. She's Sarah, as you can tell by the big smile. Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Okay, so I know as an author, you probably get 1,000 questions from aspiring authors, like, how do I do this? And in fact, to the point where I understand you're actually going to write a book about it. Is that true?
That is true.
All right, so give me the premise of Author Straight Talk and the book that's coming out.
You bet. Well, so I've been doing this almost 20 years. And when I was starting out, I had so many questions and I didn't feel comfortable asking half of them because I was lucky enough to get an agent and go through the process. And so I kept a lot of them to myself. As the years went on, I started getting those answers, but some of it was never written down. I couldn't get the detail that I wanted. And so much of it was from insiders that would tell me on the side, or they would just give me bits and bytes of data. And when I was expressed frustration at this, I was told by agents or editors or publishers that we just didn't talk about those things. I made a promise to myself that if I ever arrived at this point of a lot of information, I was going to share it with the world. And this is really the culmination of that. I'm actually almost done with it. It should be out in late December or January, which is great. And in the meantime, I've kept a database of all the questions I've received from fiction authors, nonfiction authors, aspiring authors, published authors that have gotten dumped, and I'm answering them all. And that's the essence of Author Straight Talk.
All right, so I want to get into the book, but before we do that, let's background. You mentioned 20 years. Give me some history about your own aspirations for becoming an author and how'd you get where you are?
That's a really big question,
I
Chuck.
know.
That's a lot of years
We don't have
to
enough time, I
compress
don't
a
think.
very in a very little bitty space. Okay, Reader's Digest version. Um, I made it in business to the point where I got a deal with McGraw-Hill, and that's another story. Will take a lot longer than 30 seconds. But becoming a fiction author happened when I got pregnant. I went on bed rest. I got tired of reading everything that was out there. And I had a computer. And so I could start writing. So I'd
Hmm.
already done nonfiction. And then I started to go into fiction.
Now
I,
you have history in some business writing though, right? What's your business book?
so a couple business books. One is Navigating the Partnership Maze, published by McGraw-Hill. And that is all about helping companies make money. So that's what I did in the real world to pay the bills for a number of years. I started in technology when I was 18. And that led to a career in marketing and business development. And then that led into mergers and acquisitions. So it really was all about helping companies make a lot of money. That's what the first book was on. And that got a lot of play and success. And that led to a couple of other nonfiction books as well. And like I said, fiction came about when I wanted to just take a break from the business work. However, being a almost 30-year business veteran, I know I'm old, that dates me.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it. I mean, honestly, I get emails all the time from individuals looking for success strategies. How do I make my small business more profitable? How do I leverage my growth? What do I do when I have to lay off people? So that actually just resulted in the 10th anniversary of another business book I wrote, which is called The Overlooked Expert: How People Can Take Their Knowledge and Turn Them into Small Businesses. So I kind of one of these weird authors that I have a half a foot in my business because I can't get away from it, and I still serve on boards and whatnot. And then I have my fiction life, which is the emanation of all these great gory stories that happen in the business world that you're really not supposed to talk about, but trust me, they do happen. So that's where my fiction comes in.
This video series is really geared toward aspiring authors. I mean, that's why you're writing the book, because of all the questions. What's the number one question you get from aspiring authors?
It's back to back. The number one question is why do it? And I think that emanates from fear and insecurity. It's like, why would Taylor Swift write another song? I mean, aren't there enough songs out there? That the second question is there any money in it? And there's always money in it. You know, I love to tell the story that Justin Bieber got found because his mom had put up something like 60 YouTube videos of this little kid singing. And at the end of the day, somebody saw it. And those two people who saw it, Justin Timberlake and Usher, they were both ended up vying for him to, sign with their label, and Usher got it. So I tell anybody, if you're creative at all, draw the picture, write the story, put your voice out on YouTube, because you never know who's going to see it.
Well, I know we're going to do a series of videos that kind of address specific things, but for this introductory, this first video that we're going to do, give us a nutshell over the next several weeks about what you hope to accomplish and what you hope to be able to share with people that are aspiring authors and are consuming these videos over the next several weeks.
So the number one thing is I would hope to inspire people. Everybody has a little bit of hope in them that they hope they can have a better day, a better relationship, a better career. That hope is the essence of creativity and of success. So, if I could say one word, that I would give you hope. And to back that up, because my favorite phrase in business is hope is not a strategy. You can't pay the mortgage with hope. You actually have to pay the bills. There are specific how-tos to get where you need to go. If you're going to be a novelist or a creator of cartoons, the fact is you still have to pay your mortgage. So how can you contract out your skills? How can you freelance? How can you make money from an advertising program on a blog while you're getting towards your dream? So those two things, hope and making it happen while you're going towards your destiny of, your dream.
And in the meantime, if people want to stay connected with you either through social media, YouTube, how can they do that to make sure they're getting updates for all of these all these videos we're doing?
Oh, I love your promotional facts.
Mm-hmm.
Your question, Chuck. Well, so there's a couple different ways. I will admit I'm terrible on Facebook. I am trying to get better, but my author Facebook is Sarah Gerdes Author. Instagram, I live on it. I can't help myself. I'm a visual person. So Instagram is Sarah_J_Gerdes. I do have my website, sarahgerdes.com. And then I've just kind of gotten with the land of the living and got on Goodreads and some other things where you can find blogs and promos and what have you. But those are the primary social media tools I'm using. And of course, YouTube. So the Chamber Series channel was started when I created a book and it got optioned for film. That will likely be converted to Sarah Gerdes, but come up and watch the video, subscribe. And if you subscribe and we get 100 subscribers, I can change it over to sarahgerdes.com.
So that gives you a little bit of a background on some of the things that we're going to be discussing in this video series. First up, for next time, we're going to talk about the money side of things, because that's the biggie. People write a book and they think, oh my gosh, I'm going to make millions. And I think you might be surprised, as I have been surprised and learned through this process and just getting to know Sarah and getting to know what it takes to be an author. And we'll do that next time right here on Author Straight Talk with Sarah Gerdes.